Y'all here? I made it through the rain and found myself respected by the some others who got rained on too and made it through. Hey y'all, that song was made famous by God damn it, what's the singer's name? Who wrote that song? I Made It Through the Rain. What's the funny looking guy? He just came out in his 70s. I just had the damn name in my head. Anyway, the song is about coming through something. A lot of people in 12-step, I've heard them use those lyrics, right? I made it through the rain and found myself respected by the some others who got rained on too, made it through. Yeah, it was a white guy. Barry Manilow. That's somehow that brain works. Barry Manilow made that song famous, right? But people in recovery will say that it kind of speaks the sentiments of their heart. And that part I get. I get this part. And of course, I'm talking about Stacy Dash, about coming through something that is really horrible. You almost have to experience real addiction to understand why somebody would be so taken with emotion because someone they knew or respected died from an overdose, right? It's almost like you have to be on that drug because you are connected. Even though myself, I don't like anything about Stacy Dash. I don't like her politics. I don't like her views on color, race. I don't like anything about that woman, right? But just for the moment, it caught my attention. I said, well, if I was scrolling through TikTok is what she claimed, and then I saw that he had died, and I didn't realize he had died. We've gotten so used to knowing who everybody died, right? This modern world, since everything is on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, and all this kind of stuff, we generally know who died, right? If we're not busy people, if we're not moving around. I don't know why she missed that, but I could buy that part when you've been hooked on drugs. She said she's been hooked on drugs since she was a child, and she still was able to accomplish the things she's accomplished. That means all the time that we saw her in movies or knew of her existence, she was high. She would have to be, right? She just got clean 6 years ago. Now, 6 years, that's good. But people who get clean from drugs, there's always that gnawing fear of what could have happened, right? This is a fear that would have pushed her emotions over the top. But it just seemed like I can understand that. Maybe only addicts will understand that, right? But it just seems so theatrical, her response, and it was live online. And we know that Stacy Dash has been known for a bit of trolling to get attention, right? And unfortunately, she is chosen to always get this attention on racial issues and always against. So I thought it was kind of sad when I looked up the story and I saw that people really do hate you, girl. I mean, they're not even going to allow you 2 minutes to cry or 1 minute video or 1 minute, 1.5 minute video. They're ready to chop your goddamn head off. Now, I don't think that's the way to go through the earth when you are that loathed, that people won't not even give you a moment just to mourn this person's death or to have a reaction to this person's death. It seemed rather put on to me. But I'm not that woman. I don't know what that woman, I was not there in them hotel rooms when she was crawling around on the floor trying to find crack. I'm not the same. I'm not that woman who that made money making movies and spent every goddamn dime on it on cocaine, right? I know what addiction is. I've experienced addiction, and I can understand that this woman is reacting out of fear. She probably came damn near close to dying herself. Unfortunately, that's the way a lot of people get out of drug addiction. They say hit your bottom, whatever your bottom is. Is it emotional? Is it financial? Is it your family? Whatever the bottom is it scares the shit out of you, right? So much so that you get clean and sober. So unfortunately, Mrs. Stacy Dash, you've caused such wreckage on the internet, girl. You about to break the motherfucker over people expressing their hatred for you and their distrust of you. They're all claiming that you're faking and lying. What time is the tape? Girl, I thought I had an earthquake. That's the dog. He's scratching himself and he's hitting the leg of the chair. Yes, we do have earthquakes in California. Anyway. Hi, people. How y'all doing? How y'all doing on today, baby? I don't care about her at all. Yeah, she looks like she's getting whiter. How can you get whiter, girl? I mean, she was always a light skin. It looks like I guess what is it? She biracial, whatever. But she has made so many enemies of Black people. They despise her. Every damn video that I watched, and there are several of them. She's gone viral now, or semi-viral. All of them are just going for the negative. They're going for the jugular and kicking her in the head while she's on the ground, right? Although it's not really even her story. But I just can't imagine being that despised, right? Because no matter how much you lighten your skin, or how much you adhere to white politics, or you choose a Republican Party over the Democratic Party, which are predominantly African Americans, that's where we usually go. You go the opposite direction. You take jobs on the much hated Fox News station. You said disparaging things about our leaders, our side, right? Even with all that, what y'all just saying? Yeah, even with all that, you're still not white. So where do you fit, Stacy Dash? You might feel you walking through the world feeling like a white woman, looking like a not, because you are not. You're a Black person, and right? And it's awful to think that you're at the age now where you have basically lost your looks, right? Because you're always kind of the valley girl and all that kind of shit. That's all over with, right? And now you got your whole race of people who despise you, and white people who don't really like you. Not really. They still see you as a Black woman trying to be a white person. They still see you as a fool, right? But yeah, it is sad that DMX died a year and a half ago. It is still sad. I can understand you being emotional because that person died of an overdose. You have probably had overdoses yourself or come damn near dying yourself. But it seems to me it'd be a private moment. If I'm feeling very emotional, I'm not going to come on here onto YouTube to say, oh my God, all in the camera and all this shit, rubbing your hair and being, theatrical, girl. Because some of us are just going to judge it by the fruit. The fruit is we're talking about Stacy Dash. And there is no reason to talk about Stacy Dash, right? Some people call this trolling, doing things for attention. It's a wonderful thing when you can take this technology, these TikTok videos, which are only 1 minute, and have people talking about you all of a sudden for the next week. The attention is addictive. I would imagine if I was an actress or a newscaster or somebody who had a career before and now being ignored basically by everyone, it might be very tempting to do things to try to get back in the news. This is what I'm writing about. This hunger for, my last book was this hunger for to go viral, to have fame, even if it's just on the screen. Anyway, what y'all think? Lincoln Jude. Hi, Lincoln Jude. How you doing, bro? I haven't seen you in a while. Hi, Teresa Hopkins. Karma Curtail. Oh, Tim, here we go. We got to talk about what's in the news, honey. She's saying that she did her first drug at 8 years old, and she's saying that her mother was an addict, and then she was an addict. We can assume then the other people in the family were addicts as well. I don't know. Maybe some of these things he said and that what she's been known for has been clouded because she was a drug addict, right? You know, your reality when you're high on crack is totally different from your regular mind, right? But she's saying that she was never in her regular mind until 6 years ago. So her whole career, she was high. And not only was she high on crack or heroin or one of the hard drugs, she also said she took 20 to 30 pills a day, like Jay Wilson. 20 to 30 pills a day. So all we know is a high up woman, right? So whether this is a stunt, not very much of a stunt. I mean, 1 minute, 2 minutes, damn, it can cause all this noise. We are happy that she is clean. I'm sure she is happy that she is clean. I'm sure she thirsts for the moment when she can tell everybody she's got 6 years now. You know, in 12 step, you even have a birthday party when you reach another milestone or another year of sobriety. People who don't do drugs, who have never had an issue with drugs, are not going to understand it the way she does. Right? Right? Many of us believe that if we ever went back out there, we would die. That's the way I feel about it. I don't mind. I don't mind. Okay, this other issue. I am Mrs. Ricks and RJ Supreme. Kimberly White. How y'all doing today? Barry Manilow. I think he came out at 70. Something like that. You know, Al is relative. I'm sure his husband knew he was gay. Anyway, he was a good songwriter. Hi, Tiffany Storm. You enjoy my commentary? Thank you. It's just an opinion, honey. It's just an opinion. And I have another opinion. Okay, I'm going to try to do this without even mentioning the names. I'm sure most of you people are involved in this kind of thing, probably know who I'm talking about, but I want to stay away from it. But something must be said. Now, my new novel, the last novel in the series, there are going to be 3 of them. I completed 1 and 2 in succession, 8 months apart. Now there's a 3rd book, and it's called Who Shot the Caller? And then Who Called the Fucking Deputy? This book is about a caller as opposed to a doxer. A caller and a doxer are 2 different people, but they can both, a doxer can also be a caller. Many times it is a reflection of the character of the person, right? So they'll do a whole host of things that are that defy rational thinking. Let's put it like that. So there's a situation going on here, and I don't know why these people are making jokes out of people being evicted. They always get so excited in their panties when somebody is being evicted, not knowing that you could be next. No matter how secure you think you are or how you feel, it only requires losing a job. You miss one payment, then now you're behind $5,000. That you didn't have $1,500 before, so now you got to come up with $5,000. It's very easy to get out of control, and apparently we're in an extreme recession now, right? We have states where people are flooding. We have states on fire. There's all kind of reasons that you could lose your housing. So I don't know what the humor is, but apparently people are on there calling this woman's house, calling their landlord to report that they are drug dealers. I am not lying to you people. This is a page right out of my first novel, Murder in the Beef Sector. They did the exact same thing, and they ended up dead. Why in the hell would anybody be calling any one place where they live to report, even if they are selling their pills? Somebody prescribed their pills to them. We all know, especially when you're dealing with poor people. If I have something of value and I'm in a sicky wicked, of course I'm going to sell my goddamn pills if I no longer need them, right? If they're in the drawer, why wouldn't I sell them? But anyway, it's not your business to be going involving agencies in these people's lives, particularly when these people are already in struggle. And then the reasoning that you're using for going after these people and calling the police on them and calling their landlord who is trying to evict them. The reason for this, oh, you didn't like my advice. The fuck is this? And it all started with that goddamn Jay Wilson monster, right? He brought all this onto this woman, right? He is an abuser. Now, whether they can prove that Jay Wilson is over there beat up some woman and end up in prison, whether or not they can prove that, he is still an abuser, an abusive person, right? That's why he inspires so much hatred. He's just like Stacy Dash. They both inspire hatred. Why? It's because of who he is. It's not because of one thing that you do. It's because of everything that you do, right? You are a despicable character. And now you've inspired these other ones who follow behind you to jump onto this woman and to basically terrorize her when she's trying to save her own ass. If you're not going to do anything to benefit, I gave money. How much exactly did you give, Dovey? Are we talking about $10 and $20 here? I can't stand these people who think they're going to take possession of people because they gave them $10. Yeah, girl, if you out here buying all this shit and going on shopping sprees and all that, write that woman a check. Then that's what you do, nigga. Pastor. Anyway, it is deplorable, the situation over there. I don't know why anybody would want to brag about that. I think it should be the last thing in the world you want to brag about. And then to say that, well, I take handfuls of pills, so I'm high. I don't care what nobody thinks. Well, the universe will teach you to care. It is just the simple fact. Just like Jay Wilson's going to get his, other people who support and follow behind him, who do evil deeds, right? Particularly towards this single woman who is facing eviction and trying to climb her way out of it. You're going to get yours. It's just the way it is. That's the way life works, right? It's cause and effect, right? Same thing make you laugh, make you cry. And we have to say the same things over and over again, right? Because you're not in some kind of position where you are a wealthy person, right? Most people in America can miss one paycheck and it will throw their whole life into a hellspin, right? Missing one paycheck, one rent payment could change your whole fucked up world. I'm sorry, but it is the truth. Baby, is there an issue? Come on. Deanie. Get it, buddy. Deanie. Body bomb one. Me and my dog been having good relationship today because I had this big old plate of Mexican fajitas. And he ate more of the fajitas than I did because I couldn't resist because he kept sitting by me saying, it made him so damn happy, child. Who is that white lady? Somebody says, girl, she's looking awful white over there. Miss Stacy Dash, it's over, baby. Yes, it's over. Call it a day. You're an old actress, girl, and you used to playing teeny bopper movies, girl. Nobody want to look at your body. Nobody wants to look at your face, right? So what are you doing, Stacy Dash? You've got to be an awful miserable woman, right? And this being the kind of despicable character you are is actually an affront to your sobriety, right? Can a person maintain their sobriety when they're still out here doing these stunts, girl, who makes people hate them, where they're constantly getting this deluge of negativity? If you don't believe me, Stacy Dash, just look at the internet and just put name Stacy Dash in there, girl, and you'll see all these people, and no one seems to have compassion for you because you have lost a friend, right? No one seems to have compassion for you at all. They are all coming so negative because you have created that, right? And now that you're clean, maybe it's time to turn over a new leaf. I will not offend other people. I will not offend my own people because just like I feel like I am white, I am also black. So you got to deal with it, girl, right? But you can say, no, I'm not going to use that as a weapon anymore. I'm not going to go out of my way to try to offend people. I'm not going to do it. And if I have ideas that I know are going to offend millions of people at the same time, I'm going to keep my goddamn mouth shut. Not because of how I feel, but because of how other people feel. It's called compassion. Compassion, and what's the other word? Empathy for the plight of other people, right? And you spent your life feeling like you're a wealthy white woman, right? But now that you can't act anymore because no one's interested in old, I don't know, biracial character, whatever, girl, whatever you call yourself, that career is probably over. So you yourself could be facing the same kind of poverty that you believe the rest of us are in, right? You seem to think that Black people are poor, less than, lower than, and since you're in the middle, you're going to gravitate to the other side. And it's not a very wasn't she busted for cracking her husband in the head? She's a girl. Let me tell you this. I could not be clean going out there stealing, boosting, selling drugs, hanging around drug dealers, hanging around drug addicts, hanging in the streets, hustling. I can't do any of it, baby. When I was in Walden House, which is the big program here, they taught us that these were petty permissions, right? Petty permissions means you start doing little things, right? You start doing little things. You start stealing again. Or you take a little toke from some weed because somebody's birthday. Oh, I'm just going to take, my problem is alcohol. My problem is cocaine. So I'm just going to try a little weed. Petty permission will lead to disaster, right? You got to clean your ass up, Miss Stacy Dash. And since you have such a reputation, and since the internet saves everything, girl, it's going to be very hard for you to gain the respect of your community. Because like it or not, you are still part of our community. You are a minstrel there at Fox News. They like these people like you. They call them, I mean, I'm sure in their private time, they think of you as a coon. Let's put Stacy Dash or one of these other Black people over there pretending to be white. We'll put them out front so we can talk about Black people. How y'all doing? All this negativity in the world. Barry Manilow. What's the other songs he had? Oh, Mandy, well, you came and you gave without taking, and I sent you away. Oh, Mandy. He used to have an office there on Sunset Boulevard. Barry Manilow up at Sunset and Vine. I used to see that for years. Shame on that person and pass for that eviction party. Baby, I'm telling you, you're going to learn. You're going to learn. Since you want to have eviction parties, there'll come a day when you'll be facing an eviction party, right? And I hope you people who are so nasty about other people's financial situations, about their evictions, you want to have parties, you want to have countdowns and all that. I hope you realize that as you are no longer able to work because you become too old or too addicted or too crazy, and you're on disability, whatever, you're going to have to set yourself up so you're not in the street, right? I'm telling you the truth, honey. People who are about to retire, they don't own anything. The idea thing is to own your own home when you retire, right? So you don't have the burden of a mortgage or rent, right? People who have not made that preparation in San Francisco, it's nearly impossible to do that, right? You're still going to need to be housed. So you're going to be encountering these housing agencies your own goddamn self, unless you design some new hair care products or something's going to make you instantly rich, right? It is the truth. We got to stop being so fake and phony here on the internet, right? Everybody on here is, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Jay Wilson over there taking pictures of his closet, his shirts. Oh, girl, this stuff is too, this shit, If I write this stuff down in my books, it will be unbelievable. This sector is stranger than fiction. Why is this nigga over here taking a picture of his shirts? I told you guys he had been on shopping sprees and buying all these damn shirts, right? Oh, I always had these clothes. Well, why weren't you photographing them before then? You always had them, but you just certainly got motivated to take pictures of shirts. Who gives a goddamn? It's not like so you like Whitehead, right? It's all about the brag, right? He walked through his, but Jay Wilson, Whitehead, or Bishop Whitehead, he calls himself. He walked through luxurious rooms of clothing, suits, and hundreds of shoes and all this. All you're doing is just showing us a picture of some shirts in a crowded ass closet, girl. You think it's crazy. Oh, I always wear these shirts. So why did you come on yesterday and change your shirt 3 times, Jay Wilson? I asked you yesterday. But you're not showing off shirts. So in that same day, you're now photographing clothing. Is there a person who is impressed with that, Jay Wilson? Lord have mercy. She went on there today. She was at the car wash, girl, and she actually trying to play the dozens. And she came after my mama, my living mama. Jay Wilson, you don't want to play the dozens with somebody like me, right? Think about what you say and what you do, boy. You don't want me to get in that ass for the next 3 months, right? About mammograms. Let me sing you a little song. This is dedicated to you, Jay Wilson, because I care so much about you. Mama's dead. Her troubles are over. The pain is gone. I wish I could have made her proud to call me son, because I loved her more than she knew. More than she knew, I loved her. No one to cry. No one to sit by my bedside. No one to come in and pull the cover over my head at night. No one to say, son, everything will be all right. My mama's dead. No one to stop me when I go too far. I miss her much more than I show. I miss her. Don't play the dozens with me, boy. Right? I like to be respectful of the dead, but you're not going to sit up here and talk about my living mama and think I'm not coming after that bitch. Dumbass. That was James Brown from the movie Black Caesar. Even drug dealers and pimps miss their mama. Did your mama ever know your situation, Jay Wilson? I mean, you just came out to us 3 years ago. Did you know? Does your mama know about me? Does she know just what I am? You ain't in no position, boy. None. And whatever the situation is with my mama loved me, nigga. Girl, and she's still alive to love me. And I love her. That's all you need to know about my personal life. They on there talk. Oh, he said he ain't seen his mom in 19 years. He said he ain't seen it. I said I've been clean and sober for 19 years, niggas. Right? Are you telling me that I haven't seen my mother in 19 years? Really? How strange. And you know, don't worry about my goddamn mama. Worry about your dead mama. Was she taking diet pills as well? Did she diagnose herself as well instead of going to get a goddamn mammogram to go and save her goddamn life? Do you really want to talk like that, boy? Do you have any idea what you do when you unleash that on yourself, nigga? As soon as you mention the homo chaplain, the homo chaplain, Lord have mercy. That'll preach there, girl. I mean, buh. You know I don't mean no disrespect, Lincoln Jude. Squeenie gets the barking. That's right. Daddy, why you mention the monster? He's a monster. Hi, Miss Jewel. Thank you for super chat. Look at you. Uh-huh. In memory of my mom. Oh, we all love our mamas, honey. Why can't they just leave mamas alone? That's why this sector, it's such a shameful place to be. Where else can you go and be talking about people's mothers in their 80s and 90s? Right? Where else can you do that? Where else can you go and people would call your landlord to propose to you a drug dealer and they need to get you out of there? And where else would you hear of something like that? And then make it all right because I'm taking handfuls of edibles. What the fuck? How is that a braggable event? But I know how to play it, baby. I started off playing the dozens as a child. I still remember, honey. Right? So yes, we do respect mamas. And that is a pretty song too, Jane Brown. Mm-hmm. Early one Sunday morning, breakfast was on the table. She said to me, boy, hurry to Sunday school. No, Sadie Mae, don't you know we be loving you, sweet Sadie? Wow, wow, wow. Place no one above you, sweet Sadie. Child, I live in California, and my mother lives in Indianapolis, Indiana. So no, we don't have the kind of relationship we would have if I lived down the street or around the corner, like the majority of my family. Correct? But no, I live in California, and I've been in California for over 40 years, longer than most people on this thing has even been alive. I've been in California, right? But the love don't change, baby. Your mother is still your mother, right? That's the one you came out of, girl, right? And I find it extremely offensive. Correct? You always want to come on here and paint your family as your family is this, your family is that. But where's the proof of it? Somebody produced you, Jay Wilson. Somebody produced a lying, cheating, disgusting closet queen, girl. Somebody did that. And we saw the accommodation where they did it at, girl, with no grass in the no grass in your front fucking yard. God damn, you got 9 niggas. You can't plant grass seed, right? In your 2-bedroom house, nigga, right? So all the time you want to sit up here and brag about, oh, we moved out the trailer. We moved out the trailer. You moved out the trailer to something smaller than the trailer. They had to build another piece on the goddamn thing just for people to lay down somewhere. Oh, my mom and dad put me through school. Imagine being that delusional all of your life, right? You're such a disappointment, Jay Wilson, right? So perhaps she's blessed that she doesn't have to see what you have become. And to come in the name of Jesus the Christ, most despicable. You're right in that 75. That is a basic disrespect. When you believe that God is watching over your life, you believe that God is alive. God is alive. God is the same God he was in Genesis, right? If you really believe that God was alive, you wouldn't have such disrespect for him to come on here with this goddamn minstrel show you called church, and to sit there and have your name on your page as you are still a pastor, right? It's a joke to you. It's always been a joke to you. It has always been a means to get money out of people. It is disgusting, Jay Wilson. You don't even have respect for God. You see, I know God for myself, not the book. I know the God, the one the book is about. All these people's experiences of God does not make them God. You worship other people's experience. I don't know that he even worships God, though, because he don't go to church. He only goes when there's some money to be made. So he can come out here and brag about how much money. Somewhere he's getting money too. It's probably something illegal. We'll find out. Hi there, RJ Supreme. She is a very violent person as well. Hey, I thought I remember a story about her knocking her boyfriend in the head or something, getting arrested. Nope, she's also Mexican. Oh, okay. You're very familiar with her, RJ Supreme. I see. Thank you. Somebody thinks you're adorable, Squeenie. Squeenie, they say you're adorable, boy. Yeah, Daddy, I know that. I always got to tell him how beautiful his nose, his snout is. And he'll say to me with his eyes, Daddy, what about my ears? Do you think I have the most beautiful ears in the whole wide world? Yes, Queenie, they're beautiful. You didn't say nothing about my paws. We're waiting with bleach skin. Is she still bleaching? Why is she bleaching now? How old is she? 50? Girl, you should gonna do all that. You supposed to do it in your 20s, girl. Because the type of character you play is an airhead valley girl, right? And there's all seems to be all you can play. And then all of a sudden you become a newscaster. Really? How does that happen? It was just another acting gig, right? I was just amazed that nobody seems to want to speak up for that woman, say anything nice to her at all. Why would you want to go through the world like that? And you better think about that, girl, too. If you're trying to stay clean, I know you feel like 6 years is a long time, and it is. It is a considerable amount of time. And I'm just happy about that part for anybody, right? But it's going to be harder for you to try to maintain a life where you are so despised and stay clean. And at some point, it's going to become too much. So I would say, clean yourself up, girl. Do some good work. Say something nice. Oh, she's Dame Dash's cousin. Oh, they from a rich family then, because Dame Dash and isn't his brother that other guy from the from that show, that Money Show? Yeah, there's another Dash. He's successful as well. So Dame Dash is successful in the music industry, and then his brother is successful as y'all know what that show's called? It comes on I think it's MSNBC. Where they have the little competition and people try to who is this? Nudes. Lord have mercy. Let me get on. We don't sell no pussy here, honey. Get the fuck out. Maybe try I can get rid of this sucker. I got a report. Okay. Pornography and report them. They say those bots are unstoppable because they just come back in another name. Customer service says, also, Wilson is obsessed with being in college, right? 30 years ago, he's so tapped back in those days when he was a student, right? Because he's a professional student. He has company coming over this weekend. His college friend, a college friend or his college friends. Make me go over there, girl. I'm gonna talk to them college friends, honey. If you kind of forced to have friends there, right? He ain't made none since. He ain't made no job since. He ain't made no career since. He ain't made nothing in the music industry since then. He ain't made nothing in the goddamn in the church industry. He ain't did shit. He was just a student. That's it. And he is still bragging about being a student like he got out last year. We still wouldn't mind have spent a little session with them degrees too. I wouldn't mind bringing them down and let's go over those degrees. We give you one, but all the rest are suspect. All these doctorates, you don't sound like no doctor. Doctorates and masters and all that. I would like to see them all up on the screen. We go line by line and let the people who have real educations go over them as well. What we're going to find, I'm sure, is going to be another Juanita Bynum. You got all these damn degrees online. Oh, I worked there at school. I was the dean. I had to do it online. How many of them did you do online, Jay Wilson? Right? How many the church degrees? Was this just something that occurred after church? You go meet in the basement. If you go there long enough, they'll give you a degree. Some of them are accredited, right? It's a damn shame, girl, when you have got no accomplishment, Jay Wilson. You're 55 years old. You could retire in 6 years, girl. 6-7 years, you could retire from as far as the government is concerned. And you've accomplished absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. All you're getting your bragging rights from serving peanuts and coffee, girl, on a plane. That's all it is. They don't even consider that to be a glamorous job. Way back in the 50s, they thought, oh, a steward. Oh, they had sexy blonde titties all out and all that. It was something to be a stewardess, right? But it still is just a waitress. And that's what you are. You're a grown-ass man with 5 degrees, and you're on an airplane being a waitress. Right? Are you going to deny that it was your job to pass out the coffee? Peanuts? Isn't that what a steward does? Every plane I've ever been on, that's what they did. At some point, they come and tell me to put the thing over my mask. I mean, it's only like a paragraph they have to remember. Take your hand, put your hand over your mask before you cover the next person, whatever. Store your things under the, how. So that little speech takes 5 minutes. So what is your claim to fame then, nigga? You don't own any business. You own no real estate other than what you live in and what you have two mortgages on. So that's eating your ass alive. For some reason, you come up with some kind of money recently, and we got to figure that out, where that came from. You're going on shopping sprees every day and coming throwing it in people's face and taking and showing us, right? And your new glasses. Did y'all see that nigga? He's all, the beard and mustache is all black again. I mean, that would make me dizzy. One day you come in, you got a black beard. Next day you come in, you're all gray. I mean, make up your goddamn mind. It's not, you don't just put your facial hair on like it's a goddamn dress. Well, any man that was sitting up here buying little wigs that you can't take a shower in, girl, that speaks to their self-esteem, right? Y'all see, she on every day, she on here trying to show off something else. Look at this new shirt. They say I ain't got no shirts. They say I ain't got, so she goes out and buys a shirt. So if y'all want to send Jay Wilson, drive him crazy, girl, just comment on something. I think I heard that from Deanna Irving this morning, that whenever you comment on something, you comment on his teeth, all of a sudden he got to get his teeth fixed, right? You comment on his clothing, all of a sudden now he's buying clothes by the bagfuls every week. Whatever you comment on, when you call him a fat pig, a fat slob, then he's on this weight loss journey, right? You say his glasses are outdated. Now you got 2 and 3 pairs of designer glasses he got to get, right? So he responds to everything, girl. When they started calling that car the stinking Lincoln, guess what? Now she's stuck for $600 or $700 car payments, insurance, gas, maintenance, dumbass. So, okay, the people want me to give a positive, good word now. Okay, the good word is this, Jay. Here's the serious word for today. When your doctor tells you that he wants you on lisinopril immediately, what he is telling you is that your blood pressure, you now have high blood pressure. You have high blood pressure, and you must take lisinopril. Do not be influenced because you cannot. The instructions on your appetite suppressant, it said that you should not take these pills. You don't bypass what the doctor says and just do it anyway, right? That's our serious moment. You need to get your ass on your high blood pressure medication. It makes no goddamn sense for you to be sitting up there risking your life in 2022 just to take diet pills. How you gonna stop taking the diet pills? You know how you blow up, girl. You ordering a whole pieces by yourself. We sit up here and watch DoorDash. You can't make it through a video without DoorDash showing up. So how many times is showing up a day? Back to the mess. You think he's on unemployment? He said he would never get it. Oh, I would never get unemployment. That's money from the government. I don't need no welfare. I don't need. he calls his unemployment welfare, right? So now that he's getting, it's not welfare no more, girl. It's just welfare when somebody else gets it. Stupid ass. He told me my Social Security is welfare, girl. Nigga, I ain't never been so free, bitch. It's a good feeling to recognize that all of my bills is paid, nigga. That's what that's what you worry about, bitch. Try to get all yours paid. A lot of people think that you only wouldn't pay cash for a washer and dryer because the credit wouldn't allow you to buy a decent one, girl. I paid cash. I paid cash. Why would you pay cash? You're going to be in the house for 30 years, you said, right? 30, that'll make you what, 80, 90 years old? Why would you get a good one? I got the cheapest one. I paid cash. When you told me, boy, that you paid cash for wash and dryer, and you got that baseline wash and dryer, nigga, I said, this nigga ain't got no credit. He ain't got no credit. He had credit up until the time he moved to that house. After they moved to the house, he was facing foreclosure 3 months after he moved in. Be quiet, boy. Be quiet. What you doing? Hey, Daddy, you got any more of them fajitas? Got any more of them fajitas? Y'all want to see something? Let me show you something. Here's my baby's favorite word. Watch this. Watch that face. You ready? Bone. 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 Watch it. Come on. Bone. I got to stop playing with him. Whenever I say bone, he usually rushes to the refrigerator. That's his favorite word. That's what we had last night. Nasty ass ribs from when I get ribs from Safeway, he eats more of it than I do. That's some nasty shit. But has her own way. She has her own. Okay. Yep. I used to come for Dovey, but after last night, I respect Dovey. She has her own way of doing and saying things. Well, bless her heart, honey. You don't just doing disrespecting people. I mean, they're doing their own thing, child. If she can get her a few people over there, why are you worried about it? That nigga did everything he did to discourage people from going to her event. When were you invited to an event? I gave money. Girl, can I send you that $15 back? Right. Baby, everybody is not paying these exorbitant rents by themselves. There's all kinds of help. There's all kinds of agencies, right? Many agents, if you're getting help from an agency, usually your rent is going to be based on 30% of your income. That applies not only to Section 8 housing, that also applies to senior housing. It applies to HUD housing. If you go out buy a house and it's HUD, the baseline, what they consider to be normal, is 30% of your income, right? So this whole thing might lead to her getting in a situation where she will not have to struggle so much to pay rent, right? Now, ignorant people, stupid people on here trying to be fake and phony will try to act like, oh, Section 8 is the most horrible thing in the world. But actually, no, it's not the most horrible thing in the world. You bitch about it because you don't have it. Everybody wants to pay less rent, honey. And it's not always even less rent, because if the norm is 30% of your income, that's what you should be paying even on your job. And in San Francisco, they're paying 50 and 60% of the income, right? But if 30% of your income, that means if you go working and you are making a certain amount of money, your rent might be the same. It might not go down at all, right? And then if you lose your job and it goes down, well, now you only on unemployment, girl, and your rent drops down from 2,000 all the way down to 200. Why is that a bad thing, right? There's nothing wrong with having a Section 8 subsidy, honey. And many people would love to have that, girl. Ain't nobody sitting here trying to live to pay rent. Mm-hmm. She always got her nose up in somebody else's pockets, girl. You said it right, customer service. There's certain names on here. I just don't want to be involved with the people, period. When you start talking about doxing people, calling their mama, calling their building where they live, I mean, that is really kind of insane. When you put yourself in the other person's shoes, right? What is the goal? You trying to get people out on the street? Is that the goal? Is that what you hope to win? Right? There are other repercussions from being evicted. You can be evicted And then when you try to find an apartment, now you have an eviction on your record, which makes it nearly impossible to get another apartment. It's not a joke. Nothing funny about it. No, nothing to laugh about at all. And there's going to be millions of people facing the same. They still already are. All these cities are different. A lot of people are facing housing insecurity. So I would say you have Section 8, you got to, that's a good thing, girl. Good. You're making $1 a month. That means you pay them 10 cents. Or excuse me, 30 cents. It is called rent broke. Lord, the San Francisco children can give you, they can give testimony, honey. They can give, that's all we talk about here is rent. Ain't nothing going on about the rent. Hi, Elaine. Jay Wilson was a flight attendant before he got his master's and doctorate degree. Oh, he got it. Oh, he got his master's. Wait a minute. Jay Wilson was a flight attendant before he got his master's and doctorate degree. So when he go to school? So school was online? Or, oh, wait a minute. So you're saying that he completed a bachelor's degree, then became a flight attendant, and then went back to school online to get a master's or a doctorate degree, similar to what Juanita Bottom does? Is that what you're saying? What difference does it make, Elaine? I mean, it ain't make no damn difference. This thing I'm watching now is called Suits. Come on, time to go. Come on, move it. Move it, boy. You ding, 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 ding. Oh, now I got to get you. Uh-oh. You got to stop barking. I'm so weak. That's how me and my mama were. She used to get so mad at me when I was a teenager for teasing my sisters that she would always put me on punishment for a year. And I go to my room and laugh because she couldn't even make it one day. Go on back out there, boy. And I had a million punishments. She could never follow through. Let me see. Yeah, Elaine, so I think the bottom line is it didn't make no difference when he got it, child, if he even has it. Why is he so reluctant? People keep saying, well, why don't you put your degrees up here and let's look at them? Oh, no, I ain't got to show nothing. I ain't got, well, shut your goddamn mouth about it then. If you ain't going to show it, bitch, shut up. I ain't got to prove nothing. I ain't got to prove nothing. I got these degrees. I got these degrees. They jealous of me because when a person is successful, and a person is, you're not successful, Jay Wilson. You're an abject failure, girl. How many times I got to say this? That's not success. You don't even have a job, right? You're going to come over here talking about, oh, I didn't tell him I had a job. I had something else all the time. You're a goddamn lie. You're on here in the middle of the day. You don't have no job. You're probably collecting your unemployment, as someone just suggested now, right? Mixed with whatever scams you're running and with YouTube. That's it. Nobody would give a goddamn if you just shut up about it, girl. Who are you trying to prove something to, Jay Wilson? Right? And I think you should make a decision. Are you going to have black hair or gray hair? Because you look like a fool coming here with this shoe polish all in your face. It's so silly. That boy ain't got no doctorate. What is his expertise, honey? El Marie said that boy ain't got no doctorate. Give me a break. Child, I'll be knocking on the doors of a major industry if I had a doctorate in anything. What is this online? Oh, I had to do it online. I got my doctorate online. Well, I wonder if I researched on here for a few minutes. How much would it take for me to get a doctorate online? $200, $300? I know you can be a pastor for $100. I'm ordained. Well, what is your field there in the church? What church do you work for? You just go around ordained for the rest of your life? Is that something that they just crown you? You are ordained now, and then you're that for the rest of your life? I don't think that's the way it is. It's not been my experience of church. They have to constantly, excuse me 1 minute. Too late. That's right. Move it. Move it, soldier. The baby know when he gone too far. Mm-hmm. Gone too far, baby. Mm-hmm. Let me see what else y'all say. So, since #1 show, you're not going to find any CC that is not beefing with someone. Well, that's what the beef sector is. But you can beef with people without calling their employers or their landlords or agencies, government agencies. You can beef with people without calling the police on them bogusly, right? When did that become a part of it, right? I have to try to cause you housing insecurity. You're getting evicted. I'm having a party to the time you get evicted. And what am I mad at you for? Well, I mean, what is my issue with you? Jay Wilson told you to take my advice. You didn't take it. So now you're the enemy. People are going to learn about picking with people, honey. You're going to learn about this bullying shit, girl. It ain't no joke. There is a spiritual universe. Spiritual universe. You think Kevin Samuels. Lord have me, got more nudes. Why am I looking at these sorry old bitches? Oh, excuse me. Sorry old people. I'm trying to sell somebody some damn pornography, girl. If there's so many ways to go and get pornography, why you got to come on here? Like, everybody going to stop what they doing now to go look at your stinking ass. They say it's bots. FB versus and VS started it. Yeah, VS was in all that kind of stuff. I don't think I ever watched a video of hers. Only time I ever watched a video of VS is when she put my picture up there claiming I'd fucked my dog and murdered him, so he'll hide the evidence. I guess the dog was gonna call the police on me or something, girl. And then to put some mangy animal, some starved animal offline and say that's my dog and I killed him. See, like that, I don't have nothing to do with those kind of people, honey. I ain't got nothing to say to you. I don't care what you think. I don't care how you feel. Nothing. Mm-hmm. So my new book is Who Shot the Caller? And it's really, I shouldn't complain because I get so much material right here. But most of this shit that happens on here is not even believable for fiction. I said, oh no, this don't sound, people ain't gonna believe this. Stranger than fiction. That's a damn shame. I would suggest, if you're going to beef with people, do it sober, right? Don't come in here taking handfuls of drugs and then you want to beef with somebody. You're not on the same plane, honey. You are not. Come on here drunk, you want to beef with people who are clean, have a clean mind, they're going to tear your ass up. All you can do is cuss, right? So you want to come on here, you want to pick on people, you want to bully people, then come sober. Maybe your sober mind won't tell you to go and call the police on them, call the FBI on them, call CPS and see if they can get their children removed because they smoke weed. All this crazy ass shit. You have to wonder, why did I end up writing murder mystery? Why all this killing, girl? That speaks to something that's going on inside. And not only in me, many people are saying, one of these days you're going to get yours. One of these days, you better stop and all that. We've said we say it every day. So it's wonderful to be able to use your creative mind then and to walk that thing all the way to this end, to its potential end. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm working on a new book. Are you entertained? My new book is called Who Shot the Caller? The first one was Murder in the Beef Sector. That's not even been, a year and a half? Then I wrote Deadly Wager, which just came out a couple months ago. Deadly Wager. And that was about people trying to go viral and end up killing each other. And now I'm writing Who Shot the Caller? Because someone is so vicious and so nasty and has done so much carnage on here, they end up dead. And they have so many possibilities, so many enemies, that it turns into a big murder mystery. Because so far, there are 7 possibilities of people who want to kill this motherfucker. Mm-hmm. You think it's funny you have somebody lose their job till them damn bills come on, honey? You find it hard to find a job. Mm-hmm. Hi, Miss Piggy. Blossom. Mm-hmm. You seem to know everything about everyone. If you don't like them or what they do, why watch? Asking for a friend. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, you talking to customer service? Okay. Yeah, customer service. We just seen you recently, but I mean, she's asking reasonable questions. Maybe she wants to write a book. I don't know. Shit. All right, people. Thank y'all for coming in today. It's always good to get it off your chest, you know. Sometimes things will sit on you, even though you'll say, well, I'm not going to speak on that. I'm not going to speak on that. It just comes out, honey. Like the Bible say, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. In other words, you can't help it. All right. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Later.